Good morning and welcome to Heartland Dual Sport. As you know, I'm always running behind and today's no different. But today, we are going to be doing a short video on the Old Stone Fort in Manchester, Tennessee. So let's go ride, guys. For you guys that are planning vacations for the upcoming year, I think this is a spot that'd be worth stopping at. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of take you around the campgrounds and show you around. I mean, this is just a really, really beautiful area. It's located in kind of south central Tennessee, in Manchester, Tennessee. That's the name of the town. And it's called the Old Stone Fort. And I'll actually give you a little bit more information about the Old Stone Fort here in a little bit. But mainly I wanted to start out showing you this campground. I just think it's really, really cool. As you're going along, you can kind of see that there's plenty of camping here. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're staying in a tent or a big, huge fifth wheel or even a big motorhome. They've got some regular sites, some back-end sites, and then some pull-through sites. But one thing that's actually pretty cool, to enter into the campground, you go through this huge, old wooden bridge. I guess it's actually a steel bridge, and then it's got the wooden road, if you will. The planks that you drive across are all wooden, so that's actually pretty cool, and it's actually a really neat deal. And then come around over here on the other side of the wooden bridge, and this is where the office is to register, and then they also, at the very top, they have a what do you call it, a little ranger station or whatever. And then inside the ranger station they have a little bit of a, what you'd call a tiny museum that kind of shows you and tells you about the area. And there's actually right here towards the end, when I park up here at the ranger station, I'll get out and we'll have a little bit different view, but I'll take you inside and show you around the museum. And as we're walking around through here, you can kind of look down below and see it's some sort of, it's part of the river system here. Then it's just a beautiful view. You can look off down between the trees, but here you can see I'm standing right in front of the museum, and then I'll take you inside the museum and kind of show you around there real quick too. And once inside the museum, I was greeted with a really nice young lady who helped me pay for the campsites and all that stuff. But as you can see, there's a lot of artifacts here from ancient Native American history. There's quite a few items that have been found here at Old Stone Fort. And I was actually walking around and I found some objects that appeared to be arrowheads to me, or maybe arrowheads in the making or whatever. But there's quite a few things that you can find. Now, the one thing that I will tell you is this is a state park, and it is like most state parks. It's against the law if you find an arrowhead to pick it up, put it in your pocket. So any of the little finds that I did find, I just left there. And I thought about going back and trying to take pictures of some of it, but I didn't actually get that done. But there's actually quite a bit of nature trails and around here that you can actually walk around and look at. I mean, it's just really, really a peaceful area. It's got a lot of history, and I'll pull some of that up real quick and kind of give you some of the brief details about the Old Stone Fort while we're finishing up this video. And again, guys, this is just some fun facts about the Old Stone Fort. It says here that the Old Stone Fort was built during the Middle Woodland period, 1500 to 2000 years ago. And all this information I'm getting off of the Old Stone Fort Archaeological Park website. You can pull it up online if you want to look at it, but it actually has some other stuff and some other pictures that go along with it. And but anyhow, Native Americans used this area continuously for about 500 years, eventually leaving it abandoned. By the time European settlers arrived, it was unclear what the area had been used for, which resulted in it being misnamed a fort in 1966. The state of Tennessee actually purchased 400 acres of the Chumley Estate as a core of what now is known as the Old Stone Fort and Archaeological Park. The park is home to abundance of activities for things that you can enjoy, kind of like we already talked about. There's some really cool hiking trails that go around, and then also it's been used by the Native Americans for a ceremonial gathering place. The trail threads dramatically. Let me back up. I'm just going to read this, and it'll be a quote from their site. The trail threads through dramatic scenery where you can see the original entrance of the fort, which was designed to face the exact spot of the horizon where the sun would rise during the summer's solstice. You guys might be better off reading this yourself. I'm not a good reader or writer. But either way, I mean, this place it's just impressive. It's got some wonderful history. I mean, there's some great fishing here. There's tons of artifacts to look at inside the museum, and I guarantee you guys, if you was to stumble around and just walk around without destroying the state property, of course, you're going to find plenty of things that look like they could have been something at one time. I mean, there's just all kinds of rocks and small stuff that it's just really cool. But we had a great time staying here this past summer, and again, if you guys are looking for a place to go, maybe do some camping and some riding. There's not a whole lot of motorcycle riding directly right here where I'm at, but there is a bunch of old country roads and stuff like that you could actually get out and ride. But again, if you was maybe taking a trip towards the what's that big ride that's coming up in March out in eastern Tennessee, I'll have to look it up. You guys know my memory's terrible, but if a guy planned on riding, say, from here out there, this would be an awesome place to stop and camp on your way out there to that deal, because it's pretty awesome. I think they call it March Madness or whatever it is out in eastern Tennessee. But again, guys, if you like our video, give us a big thumbs up. Again, I apologize about the audio. We lost all the audio on this video simply due to the Cena audio back not working properly, as it has done me several times this summer, to the point that I don't use it anymore. But again, if you like our video, give us a big thumbs up. If you know anybody thinking about doing some summertime camping or springtime camping, again, I think this would be an awesome spot if you're on your way to the March Moto Madness or whatever. And it's just a beautiful place with tons of history. And again, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you, and we hope that you have a blessed week.